That Jordan and Israel are about to enter a peace agreement based on documents drawn up in Washington during the 7th round of peace talks. Jordan is technically at war with Israel, although Jordan's conduct is less belligerent than more extreme Arab states. Reports of secret meetings between Jordanian and Israeli officials have been leaked for years. Israel captured the so-called West Bank and East Jerusalem from Jordan in the 1967 Middle East War. Israel later annexed the eastern part of Jerusalem as part of its capital, a disputed move that has not enjoyed widespread diplomatic recognition. John Kinsella has more.
The French newspaper, Libération, has released a draft text of the agreement between the two countries. The agreement commits Jordan and Israel to negotiate on the repatriation of Palestinians displaced to Jordan after the 1967 war. More significantly, the agreement calls for repatriation to Israel or compensation to those Arabs displaced to Jordan in 1948, the so-called right of return. What does the right of return mean exactly? We asked Grant Jeffrey.
One of the things that the Arabs are demanding is that they have the right of return. And I think a lot of Americans and Canadians don't understand what this means. What they're saying is that all Palestinians, regardless of where they've lived or who their parents were, have the right to return to that area that is today Israel and has been since 1948. If they did so, they would swamp Israel and it would become demographically a majority Arab Muslim nation overnight. That is what their demand is.
Jordan has faced strained relations with the West since it refused to participate in the coalition against Saddam Hussein during the Gulf War. Evidence suggests that Jordan has consistently violated the UN embargo against Iraq and maintained an open supply route to Iraq during the war. Jordan's economy has suffered a serious recession because of the embargo, and it appears to be anxious to share in the relative prosperity of its neighbors to the West. Another economic factor to be considered is the deportation of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians from Kuwait to Jordan after Iraq's defeat. Jordan not only lost the millions of dollars sent home by these workers, but now it must support them. Now, to suggest that a peace deal is forthcoming between Israel and Jordan because the Arabs have abandoned their goal of annihilating Israel is both naive and incorrect. The motivating factors here are economic, not political. King Hussein has a delicate balancing act that he has to maintain. On one hand, he has to appear to the West to be a great statesman, one who's interested in finally ending the gridlock and the deadlock in the peace talks. On the other hand, he hasn't forgotten what happened to Anwar Sadat when he made peace with Israel. He was assassinated by his own troops. This is a very interesting situation, and it'll be fascinating to watch how it develops in the days ahead.